Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of the Soul Lifters Talk Show. I'm your host, Valerie, and I'll be taking you through this season. On behalf of the crew, we'll be having a powerful guest. Yes, the legendary producer, Vue Smallz. And you know, we all about good vibes. Welcome, Mr. Vue.
Thank you very much.
It's a great honor to have you.
Thank you for hosting me as well.
We are so glad. So what sparks your creativity when approaching a new project?
I think usually it's just the vibe, the concept, and the whole meaning behind the whole song, so that we can express what's truly behind the whole concept being there in the first place.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so great. I hear you are a very great producer. Do you have any particular memorable moments with your production career?
I have a lot.
Okay.
I have a lot. Good and bad, but I don't know which one you want.
I think we can go with the good and the bad.
I think the bad one is just like where like you have a concept, then you're recording and everything is going good, then all of a sudden power just cuts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know that feeling that you have at that moment, it goes. Because whenever like you're working on a project, whatever vibe you're having at that moment has to be expressed, and all that has to be put into the project. Once it's done, then it's done. But the good ones are creating songs which are memorable and also meaningful to people's lives. So as me as well, so I can relate as well at some time.
Yeah. That's the vibe that we need. So how do you approach a collaboration? Is there a way you choose, like this voice can go with this voice?
Yeah. Okay, with collaborations, it just depends. There are some artists that want to work, but at times I'm able to tell to say, okay, this collaboration can't really do, but I always find means and ways of making it work. Because usually the point there is just the instrumentation, the melodies that make two artists blend together nicely, you know. Yeah, that way it makes it sound sweet and the listeners will vibe. That's the whole concept there.
There's a myth that if an upcoming artist collabors with an existing artist, they definitely blow up. What's your take on that one? Is it true?
No, it's not true. You have to be good.
Why you put up?
You have to be good on your own. Music is just not like where like you just wake up and just like, no, just because I'm a company body stiff and I stay finished. No, you have to be good writing, concepting, and choosing the right instrument and who to work with, because also that matters. You just don't work with anybody. Yeah, the people behind the music are really the ones who create the foundation of the whole entire song, the hit song that you guys vibe to in the clubs and everything. But usually most people, they look at the artist, but the producers are the ones who like, don't do this, do that, put this voice, do this backing and all that. Okay, let's switch this here or put that there. And also knowing to say, okay, if I put a guitar here, I put the bass guitar here, or if I put the keys here, they come first before he delivers this punchline here, it sounds like this, you know. So the producers are the ones that make them look good.
So in short, the producers are the masterminds.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. So is there a particular piece of gear or software that you use that will help you produce good music?
You know, in my time when I started doing music, I was thinking like you need to have a lot of gear and all the latest gear that was coming out and everything. But I noticed to say, you know, with any software, you can create something. The whole key thing there is just you, the producer himself. You have to have the knowledge. But obviously, yeah, there are some softwares like Cubase, Fruity Loops. These will help you get around to your concepts, or say like the melodies, how you want them faster. But usually it's you, the producer, you know, that really makes the whole thing come to, you know, life.
So it's not about just having everything.
No,
you have to have, you know, in your mind.
It's in your mind, because you know, when I started, I used to think like, okay, I need to have this gear for me to sound like so, or to get at that level. But again, I couldn't manage or afford, you know what I mean? So I started deciding to say, okay, let me just stop sleeping, then be in the night in the studio, try to get to that sound, see how I can create that sound, and see how best I can get, how many samples I can put together to make that unique sound. And that's how I came to discover to say it's you, how you concept and be creative and be innovative about it that makes you come out on top, regardless of how your gear is or how. But yeah, the speakers, you definitely need to have good speakers.
I love that. So you said minimize sleeping. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you sleep for an hour.
Yeah. At times I don't even sleep at all. I would go like the whole entire 2 days without sleeping, then maybe sleep for maybe 5 hours or 4 hours, then again I'm back to it.
I'll definitely have to tap into that grace.
Yeah.
I love sleep. I love sleep.
No, you shouldn't sleep much. Sleep is just not for us who are creative, because we have a lot that we need to achieve and do, and there's a lot of projects each and every day that are coming in, and a lot of artists as well that are also coming in. When an artist comes with the project, we sit and think to say, okay, how best can I, or how can I go around this idea? How can I make? Because at times some ideas that they'll give you are just ideas, but you are thinking about the thousands of people that are going to listen to the actual song. So you have to think, say, okay, if we do this, is it going to be mature enough, or is it just going to be just a project? And most definitely when artists come to you, they obviously want that project to be a hit. Yeah, so as producers, we really think for the artist before we even do anything. But it's always difficult at times. Some artists, you tell them to say, okay, and they don't want that. But
I know, like, there are some particular artists who just feel it, in the dream, especially a worshiper would come through and like, I felt the spirit, wanted this, I wanted the strings. So how do you handle that these strings cannot go here?
You have to channel yourself into their nature at times.
Okay.
You get into that same spirit, then try to see if the spirit is on, because at times the spirit
it's not vibing.
It misleads at times. It misleads. Might be just madness, but Wallace is something is on point somewhere here and there. Because out of maybe say 100, you'd find that maybe what he has brought, 40% is what it is, and 60 is what's missing. So that's where the producers come in. Then they mix up, or we say, okay, we'll call this person to come and add a guitar so that it makes you sound good. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, just like the body of Christ. We are the body of music.
Yes, true.
And it's so important.
Yeah.
So, music is always changing. It's revolving. Like, how do you stay current with the emerging trends and technologies?
You have to be innovative. And again, I think with that, you need to have a mind that always thinks 10 years backwards and also 10 years ahead, so that you see how best you can bring it together, because in most cases, people, as you grow, your attitude, how you take things and everything is different. But you see, with the fans, they never grow. The fans always want to have music that vibes, takes them, make memories and everything. So if you become more serious about life and all that, meaning you start going the opposite direction that they want you to go. So on that point, usually you just have to go into that nature of where, like, you look into the youths, what do they want, what kind of sound, okay, how can we bring them up, and then also the adults, those that are with you from the beginning as well, how can we keep them happy with the new stuff, so like that. Because at times I would get, maybe some people would say, that sound that you were making was way better than, but you'd find that what you're doing today, some people maybe in other towns are vibing and in other towns they are not. Yeah, so it's hard to keep everybody happy.
Definitely it's hard to keep everybody happy. But in the olden days, like the oldies, if you listen to the Celine Dion, the Whitney Houston, their music is always fresh. When you play it, like right now, you feel like you are there. Are we missing that as artists right now? Like, if somebody came with a song, would they play it centuries to come and still feel, wow, this is just a song?
We call those classics, and like I was saying, meaningful music. So there's that type of music that is just bubblegum, and there's music that goes with time, regardless of what time or when. You find that, because there are concepts that people bring that are to do with life, and there are concepts that's just for a moment, like where, like, you just want to celebrate about maybe your birthday, you know. But you find that how you celebrate your birthday, how you concept and tell the story, somebody somewhere else will relate. Maybe 5 years from now, be like, I'm also in the same situation. Play that song. It goes with the nature, you know. So the key thing is understanding nature and making sure to say you write stuff that stands time, you know.
So just stands time or can be relatable even in centuries to come.
Definitely, people have to learn from it and people have to relate. Yeah, because music is educational. Then again, it's inspirational. So you have to be on board.
You have to be on board.
Yeah, you have to apply. That's what's up.
Oh, interesting. So what advice would you give to aspiring producers? We know there are people, I just want to be like Boost, but they do not know what it takes to be Mr. Boost.
One thing is passion. And then the other thing is put music first. Don't forget why you started it in the first place. Secondly is go an extra mile. Don't be comfortable. Always push yourself. If it means you're not sleeping, do that. If it means you not eating just for you to get something right, then do that. Because I remember at one time I lost weight. A lot of people thought maybe I have a
God is faithful.
But you know, I was thinking, you know, when you're thinking, you are trying to get into, and you like you say, trends. You're trying to also maintain the standard in the industry, and then you're thinking like, okay, so how are these guys doing this? How is this new sound coming? How can I make or create this? You know, so at times you eat and then you find yourself sleeping. You know, and again when you wake up, you're on the same page again. Again you eat, you know, like that. So I was like, no, let me do away with food. Let me just concentrate on it. So those are some of the things that you're supposed to do. And then the other thing is do research. Yeah, do research also. Try to get into the nature of what's on the market or something like that.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is very much powerful. Yeah.
And it's never wrong to go and say, how about Busa? I think here, I don't know how to go about. I think people have so much pride to come and ask on how people, like how is Mr. Boost going to see me if I ask about this particular software?
Okay, usually, it's the pride and the ego. Because most people think like, okay, if I go and ask him, then tomorrow people will know to say I got the idea from him. So everybody wants to come out on top. They want to be them, you know. But me, I'm not really like that. You just have to learn how to humble yourself, you know, blend in, regardless whether you like it or not. Everybody needs a mentor, and everybody will have a mentor. Even me, I have a mentor. You see that. There are times when I listen to the great. At times I would listen to the whole entire album just to get the understanding to say, how was he thinking creating this? You know, so just do away with the ego and also that, and I think also putting away the jealousy as well.
Yeah, I think that's what kills not just the music industry but every industry.
Yeah.
I think people should begin to know that I am unique.
True.
The way I do things, nobody can.
That's the thing, because most people they always want them, not the other person. That's where the problem is. So you can't really learn, because it's like you're already in competition with the person that you want to learn from, which is bad, you know. So that's what really kills them to go further in whatsoever they want to do with the music.
Yes. I read somewhere where they say the greatest competition should be yourself and not every
I'm
other
always
person.
competing with myself.
Yeah, always be better than.
Yeah, I'm always competing with myself. Yeah,
it's very, very important. So I hear from all producers that come to, they would say their clients that will just come, my boss, you got to half na record the share. How do you handle? Doesn't that drain your business?
Okay, that, you know, the tricky part on that part is that it does drain the business, because, you know, when you look at the time you spend on a project, you find that maybe one project even take maybe 2 months just to working on it, you know. So you'd find that somebody pays you less for that, and then the hours plus the time you would have been doing some other things, you know. So like I said, passion is what drives me most of the times when it comes to that. At times I would help a lot, because I would even know to say, okay, but for this project, whether he likes it or not, there's no one who's going to handle it, no one will understand, because some artists, they need understanding. Some are just like, okay, in a record they feel feeling, but with me, I don't just take things like that, you know. So when it comes to payments and all that, we really try to get to a point where we can have an understanding, and also maybe we'll tell him to say, okay, for this that I'm going to do for you, what I'll ask you to do is just maybe bring me 3 or 4 more clients, just to cover up for you. You know, that will be better. So more like you do a barter system. Yeah. That way you have an understanding of the game at least.
Definitely, because music is expensive and it doesn't come cheap.
It is expensive, but again, is that the artists are not really fully packaged in the pockets, and they lack sponsorship and the like. But again, we can't really just let their dreams die out. So we find ways and means of helping them. So there are times when I even just give them free instrumentals, so that they don't have to download beats from elsewhere. Then they have tags in them. Because I noticed with radio, when you take music, they'll be like, no, it's a downloaded instrumental. Then again, when you upload on YouTube, you find that the sound is muted and all that. So, you know, I had to think around for everybody.
Yeah. Because we have a lot of young stars in the field who have great talent, but sponsorship. True,
because I relate with them because I was once an artist as well. So I know how their challenges come about, you know. Yeah.
It's a crazy world, but we hope for the best in the music industry.
There is actually, there are great things that are happening. It's just that some people just don't want to give other people room to also do what they are able to do. So it's a rough world. You have to be on your game and always pushing, and you need to have the right people and the right backup as well.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, you have to just pray for God gives you the right people. But
most definitely,
we are so blinded by people, but God searches the heart. So it's very, very important. What impact do you believe your work has had in the music industry?
The impact, it has had a lot. You know, I've seen people falling in love.
Okay.
Because of the music that we produce.
The power of music.
Yeah, you know,
but it's genuine love.
Genuine.
Not when the song stops playing, you will stop falling in love.
No. You know, you'd be shocked. Like, some people have music that maybe I've even produced like 5 years. I've even moved from that page. Maybe I'm just even producing something else at this point. Then you just find to say, no, that song always makes me, you know, because, you know, I'd be very shocked like how people would be so like, one song can hold somebody's life and have a meaningful up to this date because that one song, what you said in the song and how the emotion in the song was connecting with them, that has made their relationship strong and all that.
Speaking of the power of music, I've heard somebody in church say, I'm not so good at picking up the preaching, but the moment they sing, that's my message. Yeah,
because the words that are said or spoken in the worshiping songs is what talks to the spirit of the person. You know, it's just not the ears that listen, it's the spirit. That's how they get uplifted, and that's how you find them. They start shimunaring and all that kind of stuff.
So you're saying there's so much power in music. It would influence even your behavior. You can be violent, you can be vulgar,
very much.
But you don't even know.
There's no way somebody would just wake up today and just be like, okay, I'll just go my day without music. Because the same song that they'll play first is what will tell you to say this is how his day is starting and this is how it's going to go, you know, because the message in the song, it tells you to say, okay, today it's parting. Oh, today putamufingi, obviously.
But you know, Mr. Booz, some people don't pay attention to lyrics. Charlie laugh at your beat, but the moment you realize what the song is about, you had already been taken.
Yeah.
Isn't that so dangerous not to listen to the lyrics?
For some, it's not like they listen to the whole entire lyrics.
Okay.
At times they pick just one line in the chorus or the verse, and that same line is what represents them. You know, it's not like when somebody say, you know, there's so many songs that will tell you to say, no, I love you, ABCD and stuff like that. That's for some. It's like an artist is just saying things on behalf of the listener. So when you find somebody listening to a love song, it's because that's what they're trying to say to somebody. Or whenever they are trying to listen to that song, they're imagining them expressing it to somebody that they love. You see that? So that's how it is. So it's not just music, no. So when you find somebody listening to violent music, meaning they want to do something stupid. That's just
Most nice. so crazy. So it matters the type of music you feed your soul, not just not just
If you do business, there's a type of music you can listen to.
Okay.
Then if you just maybe say falling in love, there's a type of music that you can listen to, like you mentioned, Celine Dion and stuff. Then
so definitely, sorry to cut you, if I listen to Celine Dion vibe, falling in love, chances are high I'll fall in love that day.
Very much. I drove all night just to come see you and the city. So meaning you obviously have maybe a long distance relationship and you want to, whenever you go to see the person, you know to say, okay, this is how it's going to be. Because of that song, it tells you what to do. So music is an interpretation of what is supposed to happen or what you're about to do. So somebody just doesn't listen to a song anyhow. They're trying to tell you something.
That's powerful. Is there a way, like, I would always say, like, this is my type of music? What would classify that this is my type of music? Or what would make me know that this is the type of music? What influences that?
Okay, with music usually it just depends with you, but for most people they go with the trends.
Okay.
And that's where the mistake is, because why I say so is because the music that you listen to as well, it can help you grow your life in the direction that you need to go to, or it might destroy you. That's the powerfulness of music. There's power in music, because there are people like maybe say when you are studying, there's a type of music you can listen to. And when you're going through things, there's a type of music that can help you to go around your depression and think through and how best you can tackle some life situations. So usually on that point, you have to be very careful the sound that you're listening to, the strings, the drums and everything. It natures you. That's the way it is. So for some people, it might trigger some emotions in you, such that you find yourself becoming so vulgar to people because of what you're going through. But some music will help you overcome that and you become good to nature again.
To help you drive cars faster?
Yes.
Depending on the beat.
Yes.
And beats called by the police.
The 808, all that is important. Because even when you play wrong music on your journey or trip you go into, you find that the journey will seem to be very long. But when you do nice music, you find that it will be just like as if it's just here and there, and you're like, come on. And
you've given Ratsa so much money by the time you reach it. You have to be loaded.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to be loaded. So lastly, is there a particular project or an art, I want you to be honest, or an artist you're really proud of working like? If this one had to come in today, definitely you'd even make a session for them.
There are a lot. There are a lot of them.
I want that one. That's upon your heart.
But again, if I mention, because I remember I remember having an interview at the radio station. Then I mentioned some names and some artists were like, "Agam every time Ireko, Matcha, FBCD, Eronishini, Shani."
They're putting in a very hot place.
Yeah. So usually it's always difficult and hard for me to mention names because it's like, I don't know, I just don't like the favoritism and everything, because for me with artists it's like family for me. So the whole entire gang is just family for me. So when I start mentioning names again, I start getting that like no, people are catching feelings. Yeah, but there is an artist, and not just one, but there are artists that you just find it's fun to be with in the studio, such that when you are creating the sound, when they come with the concept and they're creating the music, even I as a producer, I would have more ideas. Say, okay, why don't we also work on such a song? Or let's create this sound and everything. It's not always just about business all the time. Yeah, at times it's just about creativity, two people coming together and creating something unique and good, which stands the best test of time. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. You seem like a very interesting man. I know you are behind our t-shirts. Tell us about that.
Yeah. I have so many gifts or hobbies, or maybe
jack of all trades.
sort of, not really, but sort of. So for t-shirts, yeah, I also do t-shirt printing. I also have like another just business that is going on for t-shirt, where like I supply and also print and also design and all that for people. Usually, that's what I do.
Definitely, it's definitely important to leave a footprint.
Yeah, and I was really, I was really surprised how this came out as well, because when he was asking me to say what colors, I'm like, okay, I think the writings will put them in red. That just came to me, but I didn't see it, but it just came to me. Then when everything was done, I was like, wow, so this is how I think.
And dealing with clients, the clients just wants this particular color, and how do you just have to convince them this is just not right?
When you're creating stuff like designing, you have to picture the client already, like in picture, to say how best can I make them look, stand out. Some clients will choose certain colors or t-shirts
which are of this world.
Yeah, and they don't even make them pop out, but there are certain colors when you wear them, people wherever you go, it's like the t-shirt will do the talking for you. So you don't need to introduce yourself or anything. People always just wanted to say, who's that person, and people around be like, oh, that's so, you don't know, because of the t-shirt. Yeah, and what's printed, it speaks. Yeah, so colors are also important. How you mix them, they speak. They have a vibe as well.
Yeah, nature always has a vibe, and everything has a vibe.
True.
It's good to find your own vibe.
Very much.
Yeah.
You can't just go with anything just because you saw your friend in a green t-shirt and you say, I also do a green. No, because even your skin tone goes with the color of the t-shirt.
Definitely.
It's important.
Yeah, it's very important. It's been nice having you on our show. How do people access you if I want to buy t-shirt then? Or my music produced?
Oh yeah. All right. So for music, usually social handles will do. I have an account, say Vue Smallz, which is I know most people have an issue with spelling. So that is Vue actually means vision.
Wow, right.
That's what it means. It's a French. So that's VUE. Then there has to be a space. Then SMALLZ. That's for Smallz. Vue Smallz. Then for the t-shirt printing, that's just Chingola t-shirt supply and printing.
I love Chingola so much. It's happening.
Yeah.
But yet hidden.
It's not really hidden. It's just quiet, but it's happening. Everything comes from. I think here this is where the God is.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Here is where the God is. We just need to make it come out.
We definitely have to make it.
Yes.
Make it come out.
We will.
It's been a pleasure interviewing you.
Thank you.
As our first guest, it's an honor. Between us, I hear you're a godfather to many music artists and producers, and we thank God for your life.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll be definitely coming for another interview.
You're most welcome.
Every day.
I don't usually give people like chances to even interview me. But when I got the call, I didn't even think around it. I was just like, okay, no pressure, when you see that.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm also happy and humbled, and thank you for coming through as well.
Thank you. Because we are all about good vibes and building lives through God's word, inspiration and motivation. I am so glad to have this show with Mr. Vue for the first episode.